Emma following Wendy. Such a treat. Anyway, well, I'm the blogger, so I think that I had a little more time on this trip/vacation to process daily, because I had to think about it when you were all sleeping.
I want to know who slept.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jill tried to sleep, but then I'd be like, "Are you up? Can you edit this for me?" And she's like, "Not tonight." But so I did. I really did process. I was thinking about it, and then I wanted to try to figure out each day what was the message that I got the most out of each lecture, because I really couldn't write about every single thing. But so I feel that I truly did. Every time you spoke, Lori, I feel that I pulled something. Even though I heard everything, there was like one particular acronym or one particular message that spoke to me, like with the JKP. I felt like, and I think most of us spoke about this to each other, that the all or nothing was like a huge. A was the acronym that day that spoke to us, because I think we all, being secular, live within a world where we see maybe people who are secular as well, but they, for instance, my sister who keeps kosher, but then we'll come over and she'll be like, okay, you want a cheeseburger and a barbecue, fine, and there's cheese on it, and we're like, why did she buy kosher meat? She's letting us do this. But then I actually spoke to my husband about it, and I said, you know what, we're always complaining. I don't understand why we're complaining, because they're doing it, and so it's the mitzvah that they do it when they do it. So what do we care that they're doing something nice instead of complaining about that they're doing it? So, and we actually retracted from doing all these things because we couldn't live like when Rachel, one family spoke to us about how she couldn't live with the contradiction, so she wound up becoming religious because of that. In my family, we actually went the opposite way. We'd be kosher in the home, and then we'd be non-kosher out of the home, and we had so much Chinese food on paper plates that finally we said, this is ridiculous. We couldn't live with the contradiction, so we said, we're scrapping it all, and we're going the other way. And so with that, I think that was, you know, a mistake, or maybe, or whatever, but now, had I seen and listened and learned, maybe we would not have done that. I don't think we would have. So now we'll just change a little bit back towards the other way. But my husband is very pro-Israel. He's been here many times. And so, and Esty and I spoke about this at all with Jill before, that I think that this trip, the JWRP trip, is so important because I don't really think, at least for me, I don't think I could learn or get this any other way. Jill and I spoke about at lunch today, we had a really long, in-depth conversation about, we were trying to break it down. Okay, so I tell my son, and he tells his friends, and we tell our friends, and we say it's so great, and we do this, so they come, and they come with their family, but then their kid is pulling on their leg and asking them for French fries, and they don't want to eat the shawarma, and everyone is like, you don't have time to process it yourself, but affording us this opportunity for us to be the children and not have to worry about anyone else.
Taking care of anyone.
I mean, literally, I didn't think about us eating. If it wasn't on the JWRP schedule, it was on Esty's schedule. We didn't have to think at all. So we really had all that time to process and think about everything else, everything you were trying to show us. And I don't know that I would even, I was going to say teach, but then at the same time, I feel like it was more than teach. I feel like teach is a strong word, like a teacher and a student, and even though that is who you are and that is who we are, I feel like it's more like, I don't know, like a communal kind of learning. I always feel like we learn from you, but then I also feel like you learn from us. I feel like just as I was explaining before at dinner, there were some of us who maybe right now need more healing, but then there are some of us who really like to be healers. I actually see myself as someone who likes to be a healer. I love when people talk to me about things going on in their life, because I like hearing about it, and I love to give advice whether they think it's good or bad. So with that, I think we all brought something different, and maybe some of us were more outspoken about maybe problems going on in their lives and why they were looking towards Judaism, and some of us didn't, but I think we all got what we needed out of this. I learned a lot. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going home with. I've written a lot, and now I need to really dig deep and process.